Hello everyone, this is Olivia Sase and you're listening to another podcast. Olivia Sase Reads. Okay. Guys, I bought a new mic and I am so excited. It's like I'm moving on air. That's how I feel, honestly. I feel like I'm moving on air. I'm so happy. It is truly a noise cancellation mic, and I cannot hear my neighbors back. I cannot hear their children cry. So all is well with the world. I cannot hear my fan swinging like a madman. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Olivia Sase Reads. And today we are going to be reviewing a book by Claire Oshetsky. Yes, I had to go learn how to pronounce that name because I did not want to stab at her name, because I absolutely love this book. And now I love this author. When you love the book, you love the author automatically, except maybe something else comes up and you're like, or they write something else that, you're like, what happened? Exactly. So this is Evil Genius. And guys, I finished this book yesterday. I started it yesterday, by the way, and I finished it yesterday. It was that good. It was that captivating. So let's get right into the review, because honey, we have so much to unpack. This book is like 242 pages, but when I tell you that there is so much to unpack in this little pages, I know what I'm saying. So we're gonna start first of all by introducing our main character. Her name is Claire, surprisingly. Oh my god, do you know it just dawned on me that she is the namesake of the author. Oh my god, that is T right there. So we're going to be talking about our main character, Claire. Claire is a 19-year-old orphan who, honestly, I'm going to say she has a rocky relationship with her mom. She does have a rocky relationship with her mom. But yes, her mother loves her, but her dad is not in the picture at all. And her mom never talks about her dad. Like, whenever she makes inquiries about her dad, her mom always just shuts her down. And we see that Claire, this 17-year-old girl, firstly, loses her mom. And in the process, her mom is in the hospital. I think she had a mental breakdown. Claire meets this young boy who is way older than her, but of course he's young because he's 11 years older than her. So it's she's 17, that makes him 28. Yeah. So she meets him at that point. He's a tech scrub, right? And he decides he's going to marry her. She tells herself she's in love with him. Actually, when her mom first told her, oh, you're going to marry this man, Claire said, he's too old for me. I was like, yes, sis, he's too old for you. But then eventually, her mom dies, leaves her an orphan, and then she marries this man. So basically, this book is just covering their marriage and how Claire navigates this marriage and work. So one very important theme that is discussed in this book that I want us to talk about is the issue of domestic violence. Yes, it is a theme in this book, as is expected. Obviously, because when a man that is way older, when you look at the gap, you're going to be like, oh, it's just 11 years. But remember, she was 19-year-old when she married this man. She was 19 years. And she met him when she was 17. He was her first, her everything, right? So that's basically grooming. Right there. So of course, you're going to see some form of violence, some form of abuse. Now, I want to address the issue that that, violence is more than a punch. Violence is more than a black eye. Because when we talk about marital violence, domestic violence, everyone is thinking, oh, he broke her head with a chair, he stabbed her, he is always beating her. No. This is way deeper. This is way psychological. This is way more traumatizing, right? So people, when you say, oh, my husband does this, you complain, and people are like, after all, they beat you now, they provide a bit, and they beat you, so it make you they complain. I really hate it when we tell women that, when women come and they complain that, oh, my husband did this, my husband did that, and we're like, as long as they they beat you, your own better, at least they beat you. No, there are other forms, there are other layers of violence that we don't talk about. For example, one, the psychological aspect of violence, malice. Whenever she would have, any kind of difference with her husband, you won't believe that this guy would snub her, like ignore her, not greet her for weeks. The highest he has gone was 3 weeks. And this just reminded me of something. I swear to God, guys, I am so grateful that, I would rather be single than put up with some things. I'm telling you the gospel truth. I've told myself, I'm planning my life like, what if you never get married? And I'm planning my life like that. Like, what if I never get married? Because I had an ex who kept malice with me one time, and for me that was like very weird, and I instantly knew it was red flag. I was 30 years old, so I could clock it. I could clock that this is fucking abuse. I wasn't feeling well, and I had gone to his place, right? And he wanted to have sex. Remember, I wasn't feeling fine. I was experiencing body pains, which I later got to find out worse because I was cold. So whenever I'm cold, that usually happens. I get cold easily, right? So I didn't want to have sex because it was intense body pains. Like, I was on medication. Do you know that the next morning when we woke up and I greeted him, he did not answer me? And this man had gone to church. Like, he had left me and gone to church, because he goes to church every morning and then he comes back. Every morning he goes to church, like it's ritual for him. And I greeted him when he came back because I was awake then. I said, hey, good morning. He didn't speak to me. He didn't speak to me until I decided, you know what, I cannot stay in your house if you're not going to talk to me. So I said, I'm going to go to my house and pay rent. Fuck you. I'm paying rent. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going home. And I packed up to go home. And then when we're going home, I was like, oh, I need to eat. I need me some breakfast. Because, like, I'm not going to go home and start looking for what to eat. No, I want to eat something. And then I bought food. It was during when I was placing my order for my food, because he took me to this restaurant that he usually buys from, that he spoke to me. And he went, dropped me off, and later on I was still the one who reached out and said, hey, what's up? Like, why didn't you speak to me? And then he was like, oh, it's because, like, you denied me. How can you deny me, even if it's just cuddle? And I think in that moment I knew that this was not gonna work. It was not gonna work because this is just the beginning. I knew he could keep malice. A man that can keep malice, that is psychological abuse. I'm telling you, if you're living in the same house with someone and they will give you silent treatments to punish you, like you do something and then they're trying to punish you, they're using their attention as punishment, they're withdrawing themselves from you as punishment. That's abuse. So when I saw him doing this in this book, I was like, oh my God, this is definitely abuse. It's isolation. He also isolated her. Like, she was an orphan. She had no dad. Remember, we don't know her dad. She does not know her dad. She only has like a photo of her dad. Her mother refused to go into the story of who her daddy was. So she didn't know her dad. And she was an orphan. So he would ask her like, where are you going to go to? One day she ran away from the house and she ran back home because she had nowhere else to go to. So he knew he had her exactly where he wanted her. And let me tell you something. One time they were going to his mom's place. If you read the book, you're gonna get here and you're gonna be like, what the hell? What the fuck did I just read? They were going to his mom's place, and apparently he had gotten laid off. So they were talking about it, and he was like, oh, you never support me, you never support me. And they were fighting about it. And do you know that this man intentionally put her in harm's way? Like, he intentionally swayed the car and drove towards a tree and hit the tree with her on her side. So she had an accident. Like, it was an accident, but she was the one who was, mostly injured. And he didn't care to say, oh, how are you? Like, are you okay? When she said, oh, let's go to the hospital, he said, oh no, why are you acting like that? It's nothing. Walk through the pain. My God, I was like, this is crazy, girl. You have to get out. Another time, she went out, with her co-workers. They were talking to her like, oh my God, your husband is not your father. What do you mean your husband is not your boss? Like, let's go, let's hang out. So she went out with her co-workers and they had like drinks. And after drinking, she came back home late and her husband had locked her out of the house. He had literally locked her out of the house. And, she's stubborn. She breaks the door and opens it. She breaks the window, tries to open the door, and he shoots. Like, he intentionally misses because he's very, very good at hunting. So she knows, we all know that miss was intentional. He wanted to put psychological fear into her. And you're telling me that this is not abuse because he never beat her? And you know that after then, he locked her up in the pantry. I was like, oh my God, this is getting freaky. Are we about to watch The Housemaid? What the fuck is it with men and locking their wives out or in the house? What is it with this control? And I keep telling people, anybody who wants to control you like this is not a good person. You cannot remain in that situation. You're being abused. Anyone who curtails your freedom of movement. Which is why I have a problem with people saying, oh, I need permission from my husband to go here. I need permission from you. I don't need no. I'm so grateful to God that, number one, I lived on my own. I am living on my own. Number two, I'm not married at this age. Because the fuck do you think I need permission from you to go anywhere for? No, I'm informing you. I'm telling you. And when I'm coming back, I'm keeping you updated. But I don't need your permission. I don't need your permission. He goes out and he doesn't ask for her permission. You see? So all these things that he's doing, and someone's like, oh well, he doesn't beat you, he doesn't hit you. So I mean, he's not a bad husband, he's a really good man, he loves you. That's why he's doing all of these things. And people are like, oh my God, I want a man who's obsessed with me. No, please love yourself and respect me. Let's not do that. Then, do you know she's a phone operator? She works as a call phone agent in a phone billing company. Like the company owns, like, how am I going to put it now? Like, it's basically a phone company, right? So she works in the bill department. Do you know that sometimes he calls her? Sometimes he calls her and he's like, Claire, I'm watching you. And he denies it, like, I swear this man is fucking crazy. He denies it because when she's like, did you call my work today? He says, no, I didn't call your work. You know how you make somebody, it's the ultimate gaslighting that is going on here. Gaslighting raised to the power of 10. Because she knows he's doing these things, but she cannot prove he's the one, and nobody is going to believe her. Her mother-in-law is like, this man loves you so much, he's doing everything for you, you're so terrible. Of course, their mothers are going to always support them. Honestly, if a man is wrong, I blame him and I blame his mama. I blame his motherfucking mama, because they are the embodiment of enablement. They enable this man to become like this. He's his mother's only child, so she spoils him rotten. She spoils him rotten, and every time it's like, oh, Claire is not a good wife. Claire is not a good wife. Your son is a fucking psychopath. He's a psychopath. Drew, that's the husband's name, Drew. He's a madman. A madman. So, in the book, what the book started with someone, her colleague, getting shot at work because her husband caught her having an affair. Now, this is not like her direct colleague or someone in the same, how would I put it, the same cadre as her. This is someone higher. And she was just thinking about death, killing, love, killing. I was wondering, I said, why is this girl always thinking about death and love? Boom. The moment I met her husband, I said, yeah, that's why she wants to kill this idiot. She that's why she wants to kill this motherfucker. He's putting her through it. She's going through it in that marriage. That's why her thoughts are centered around death. It's centered around killing and death and all that sort of thing. I knew she was a survivor though, because in all of this thinking, she never thought to kill herself. She never thought to kill herself. She thought she was always the one doing the killing. I said, yeah, good girl. Let's plot how to kill this man. I was ready to plot with her. I said, yeah, I support you. I support your wrongs. Let's get out of this bullshit marriage. Because trust me, there was no way in hell that he was going to let her leave the marriage. No way in hell. Would you believe that after locking her up in the house, like locking her up in the pantry, that's after almost shooting her, he locked her up, destroyed all her prize dolls. Destroyed all the prize dolls. Then he left the house and went to his mama's place, claiming he was like, keeping it. It's the same way of keeping malice. And whenever he does this, she's the one who reach out, she will beg. If you're always the one reaching out and begging, my sister, you don't do. One day, no beg. One day, don't say I am sorry. One day, don't say I am sorry. Leave her, make the thing they rotten, they go. Make the relationship rotten, make it sour. Make it scatter from there. Don't beg. Allow it to spoil. Make it spoil. Make you see. Waiting you put yourself into. No beg again. Another thing that, I saw in this book was sexual abuse and shame, right? Her very first sexual encounter. And when I say sexual encounter with a man, because I don't want to post spoilers, like, really special pieces that I think you're all going to really enjoy when you read this book. Was with her husband. He told her he was taking her on a date. He told her mom, oh, I want to go to the beach. And the mom was like, oh, take Claire. And Claire went to the beach with him. Do you know this motherfucker had a hotel? Creepy bitch. After they went to the beach, he told her, like, oh, I already rented a hotel. Like, let's not waste the money. God, and she's 19. When you're young, you're vulnerable. That's the truth of the issue. You are naive. And I say this because a lot of young people think they're wise. When I was 19, I also thought I was wise. I thought, oh my God, nobody could use my head. Bitch, they were using my head. Now that I think about it, they were using my head. So he said, oh, I've already rented a hotel room. Let's not waste it. Let's go here. Let's go and, just be together. And she followed him. And then, of course, he gets sexual. And she's pushing him away like, oh my God. He's like, oh, why are you doing that? When men start saying, oh, are you not mature? Are you not a big girl? Fuck it. You're being abused. Anytime a man says, oh, are you not mature? Are we not our adults? Yeah. You know why I like you? Because you're so mature. That word triggers me so bad, because thinking about it now, all the men who have ever told me that word were men who were way older than me, who had no fucking business being with me. I was in my teen, 18, 19, 17. Those men had no business with me. Absolutely no business with me. I said, what are you not? Are you not an adult? That's why I like you, because you're matured. And because you're not fucking matured, you want to prove that you're mature. They can't tell me shit that, oh, you're mature now, because I'ma slap you in the face, you punk ass bitch. The fuck you talking about? Exactly. So they target young girls. If you're listening to me, you're young, you think you're wise. You're not wise. Please listen. A man looking in a hotel room, he does not love you. He does not love you. He does not love you. He doesn't. That's not love, baby girl. That is not love. So he takes her to this hotel room, and this is her first sex. She's blonde. She's like, oh, remove your clothes, She's trying to please him. She's trying not to make it seem awkward, like, oh, to make him happy. Because you're young, you want that male validation. She wants the male validation. So she does what he asks her to do. And then, do you know that this man looks at her pubic hair and he's like, oh, you're not all blonde. A dumb motherfucker. A stupid man who is supposed to be 28 years old, who works in the hospital as a scrub tech, doesn't know that the pubic hair can be dark while the hair on your head is a different color. And she's like, oh, she doesn't know. She's 17 at that point. She's underage. This is underage sex fucking happening here. She's 17. And he's like, oh, okay. And she's so grateful that even though she's imperfect, he does it. And then he's like, oh, it feels like I'm swimming. That's what he said. He said, it feels like I'm swimming in here. That means, she starts thinking, oh, am I not tight enough? Am I not good enough? Fuck that man. Any man who talks about the size of a vagina, you've never had a vagina, used to be, bitch. What the fuck do you know about vaginas? You don't have one. We could say you weren't big enough. That's why it ain't your size. You ain't big enough. So this is a 17-year-old girl. Remember. And then when he's done, he's like, oh, you didn't bleed, so you're not a virgin. Like the entire first sexual experience, I'm just like, fuck this man. I want to go in there and I'm like, girl, I agree with you. Let's kill this man. I'm like, I'm with you, honey. Kill him. How do you want to kill? Like, girl, let's go. I was like, I'm here for the evil part of the genius. Like, how are we getting rid of this motherfucker? How do we get rid of this man? Because you've been through a lot. And when he's done, he's like, I own you now. That's what this motherfucker says. He said, I own you now. And she's like, I love you. I said, oh my God. Like 17, of course, because she's seeking for validation. You've just been with someone, he's your first. He doesn't believe he's your first. He's called your vagina a fucking hole. He said, why are you dark there when you should be blonde? This man has shamed her bodily, shamed the size of her fucking vagina, virgin, shamed her. She's seeking validation. She's like, I love you. And he says, I own you now. That's when she could have smacked him in the fucking head. But of course, she's 17. And she goes along with it. Now, even while they're married, he shames her. If she tries to do anything, maybe she sees something in the magazine and she's like, oh, let's do it. He shames her like, oh, what do you mean? He easily gets offended. And I hear this all the time in marriages. I swear to God. I used to sell sex toys, for those who do not know me. I used to sell sex toys, and somehow I became like a marriage counselor. I became a marriage counselor, and women used to come to me. They used to tell me how their husbands, like when they try to initiate something new in bed or during sex, their husbands shame them. They're like, where did you learn that from? Ashabo. And I'm like, you see, Why can't a woman initiate things in bed? Like, we hear you are the head of the house. For the bedroom, you be head. Like, come on. Why can't your wife initiate things? Why can't you say, oh, let's do it this way. I want us to try something. And then so there's this constant sexual shame in this marriage, where it is his pleasure that matters. She's never had an orgasm while she was this man. And let's not even forget about the fact that he raped her, because sometimes she's not like, oh, I don't want this. And do you know what she said in the book? She said, well, come on, don't whine about this. I mean, you didn't get injured, you didn't bleed. Oh my God. I'm like, oh baby, I'm so sorry. And I hate it when people say, oh, your husband cannot rape you. Your husband cannot rape you. Shut the fuck up. Because if you're saying, oh, well, I'm not in the mood, or I'm tired, or I'm really exhausted, I would like to sleep, and someone is like, oh, I want it now, and he takes it, that is rape. A lot of women don't want to admit, and I understand why, because admitting to yourself that this person that you love, that you trust, that you're laying in bed with every day, that is the father of your kids sometimes, has violated you, it's hard to sit with. It is very, very hard to sit with, because this is someone who's supposed to protect you, who's supposed to love you, and they're the ones who have violated you. They're the ones that are supposed to keep you safe from harm. So it can be very difficult for a married woman to say, you know what, this has happened to me and it is rape. So they just say, well, I love him, it happens. Don't be every time we say you go ready. I swear to God, one time I was sitting with a group of women. I went out with my friend. It was even during a wedding reception. And we were talking about, sex and all that. And these women, I don't know if they were drunk. I don't know if they were tipsy. I don't know what the fuck was going on that night. And we're talking about sex with their husbands. And their husbands were there. We're having this conversation. They're saying, oh, if your husband wants it, if you're tired, just carry lube now. She said, that's why I always have lube. You don't need ready, just pull lube, make it just to go. I say, what the fuck? So you cannot say you're tired. I say, how you go say you're tired? The man will still go outside. And the fucking thing? The fucking truth is that the man will still go outside. Whether you give it to him every fucking day, if he wants to go outside, he will go the fuck outside. He's gonna be outside. So please, save all that energy. Save it. Save that energy and go to bed, sleep, rest. So you don't develop high blood pressure when you're trying to please your husband. Oh, let him not go outside. What is he doing so that you don't go outside? What the fuck is he doing so you don't go outside? Meaning that in this shit, there's no foreplay. It's like, oh, that's how marriage is. So don't let anybody deceive you. So don't be every time you see you go come. But a man comes all the fucking time. He comes all the fucking time. So why can't I come all the fucking time? Bitch. He comes all the fucking time. So why can't I come all the fucking time? Why? Why is it always the man who's coming? When do I get to come always too? When? My own coming is like Christmas. It's like the coming of Jesus Christ, right? It happens once in a blue moon, but your husband is constantly coming like Satan, like a thief in the night, devil. But your own coming is like the Lord Jesus. Please, fuck that shit. So let's go back to the book, okay? And this is why I always say that early marriage, especially when a girl is naive, it's just grooming. It is just grooming, and it is the man that is benefiting. It's not you. Early marriage is good for women, so they will stay in their husband's house, and that is why it seems like they rebel when they get older, because their front lobe is now developed. They now know that this is bullshit. This is Bullshit. They can now think for themselves, and they can now know that this is nonsense now. What am I doing here? So that's about that. Let's move on to the third theme that I wanted to talk about, the toxic workplace. Right? For women, toxic workplace for women. And this is a topic that, resonated with me so deeply. I connected with it really deeply because I work in customer success. I work in a customer facing role. I'm always talking to customers, interacting with customers, male, female. And you get harassed at work. Oh my goodness, Jesus Christ. Harassment, especially sexual harassment. Let's not open that can. Okay, let's not open it. I'm not going to open it. But I'm just going to stay focused on the book. Now, in the book, there's something Celia mentioned that resonated so well with me. Whenever angry customers will call them complaining bitterly about, oh, this happened, that happened. And then they send the call, like they forward the call to the supervisors. The supervisors are mostly male, right? The moment the customer hears the male supervisor's voice, they mellow down. Whether it's a female customer or a male customer, the moment that they hear that the receiver is now a man, they mellow down. And that happens even now. How women are treated so horribly as against men in the workplace. Even when you are the customer as a woman and the vendor is a man, the moment another man steps in, he mellows down. He no longer wants to show his muscle. It happens a lot with boat drivers, right? For example, you book a boat, he sees it's you, a woman, he says, oh, no AC. He even will tell you, oh, from here to here, pay this, from here to here, pay that. But you don't do that. Like, I've gone out with my friends who are male boyfriends and they don't haggle with prices. I'm like, wait, is it the same like Port Harcourt boat drivers? They are calm. You tell them, oh, stop here, I want to pick up something. They are calm. If you're a woman, you say, oh, please stop here, I want to pick up something. You use the sweet voice, you say, please. They get instantly angry. You go pay me, and so on, and they do. Like, you did not say you're not going to pay him extra. Like, the app is fucking reading, bro. So we see this. Then we have the men who call in. They're not calling in because they have phone bills that they want to pay. They're calling in because they want to have phone sex. Men ruin things. Jesus. Men ruin things. They sexualize everything. And then they turn around and say, oh, women are olushos. Meanwhile, they're the ones who ruin things. From women who are selling hairs, to women who are doing massage, to me who was selling sex toys. Men ruin things. They're the ones who come and say, oh, will you give me happy ending? Where happy ending come from for massage industry if it is not men demanding for it? And they will now still turn around to say, Ashawi. You are a marketer. You are coming to market a product for a man. You will say, if you want me to patronize your product, sleep with me. And he'll still turn around and say, oh, marketers are Olusho, female bankers are shawos. But you're the one who is asking for these services, you piece of shit. You piece of shit. You're the one who is literally doing this. Harassing the women. Women in service, women who offer services, who provide services are not resting. Women in 9 to 5 cannot rest for you people. Nobody will rest for you people. Nobody. Because of you men. Sometimes I call customers and talking about your account and they're like, oh, this is your voice, oh, bedroom voice. So there's one customer that disturbed me so much. I almost blocked his number. I just had to give him a stern warning and I said, please, this is not condoned. We do not do this here. Don't call this number again. If you do it, you're going to be reported. After he had tried it 3 times. 3 whole solid times. Like, what is wrong with you people? Why is there no boundary? Why do you keep pushing? Talking about men and pushing boundaries. The recent one that just happened, a delivery rider went to deliver a parcel to a customer who is a female. And then later on, he calls her and starts professing love to her. And Nigerians are like, oh, it is love. I don't know if it's the Nollywood you're watching, but that's. And when she reported the guy, he lost his job, of course. Nigerians started saying, oh, how can you do that? How can you? We are so backward thinking. We're so at ease with abuse that we don't see that this is bullshit. Because it is bullshit. It is bullshit. Professional boundaries exist for a reason. You calling that female service render or whatever, and you're saying, oh, I like you, I want you to give me private massage, I want you to come. It is nonsense now. Someone is looking for their daily bread, they're looking for sex. Why must people sexualize everything? And then when women in turn now say, oh, you know what, yeah, I'm going to offer you the extra thing you're looking for a price, they get angry. Why are you putting a price to it? A shower, everything, you have bastardized it, but it is you men who started the bastardization. Now start them. So I'm sick of it. If you're a man, you're listening to me, please respect yourself. Just try to respect yourself. Try to have self-control. Train yourself to have self-control. Train yourself to have self-control. Please. Like the customer, Mr. Stokes, who said, oh, Celia, I love you. 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 I want to meet you. I love you. Are you mad? Are you okay? And this is the things that women face in the workplace. Let us not even come down to Mrs. Brisket. That lady's character, I was like, what the hell was this? Celia, you should have slapped the fuck out of that bitch. But Celia is 19, so of course, she doesn't know how to go band for band with mad people. Because if someone harasses me like that, okay, let me tell you what happened with Mrs. Brisket. Mrs. Brisket calls Celia one day. She calls the phone, the company phone, and of course, Celia is an agent. So Celia picks up the ticket. Celia answers, and she says, "Oh, my son has done this, blah 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 blah." Her son is addicted to phone porno, and he has made phone porno calls for the bill is so high because he has a phone porno addiction, and she's telling Celia to cancel the bill. How is Celia going to cancel such a huge bill? She's not the owner of the company. So Celia says, oh, I'm sorry, I cannot cancel the bill, right? And Celia ends the call. And do you know that Mrs. Brisket comes to Celia's workplace to look for Celia? Is she okay? I don't understand. If you come to the workplace, why don't you go and look for the CEO and ask? No, you came and then you look for Celia and then you saw that Celia is a young girl. And then you're harassing her like, oh, please, you don't understand. If his father finds her, like, excuse me. Rather than focusing on her family and why her son has a phone porno addiction, which I'm sure her husband also added to that bill. It's not just the son doing the phone porno in the night. The husband is also doing his. Because men, they be doing shit. Rather than facing her family, she faces Celia. And then when her husband finds out, the son kills himself, right? He jumps into a train, in front of a train to kill himself. Do you know this woman stalked Celia? I don't want to give you all the nitty-gritty. I don't want to give you all too much. I don't want to give you all too much spoilers. But you have to go read this book yourself. She stalks Celia. I'm telling you, if it was a man, she would not have done that. She would not have done that because who knows if he would have punched her in the face. But what are you talking about? Rather than facing your son, facing your family, you face Celia, you face a phone call girl for your family's mistake, your son's mistake. That was really, really messed up. Really, really messed up. But I love this book, guys. I really, really love this book. Like, I'm telling you, I picked up this book in the morning or around afternoon-ish, and I finished it that same day. I'm not joking with you. I finished it that same day. I said, you know what, let me start reading. And I did, and I loved it. I love that, Celia gets another chance in life. she does. I was expecting the movie to. Sorry, you see, I'm calling it a movie because it was that good. I really hope that this book gets, it gets an adaptation. I want it to get a movie adaptation. Yeah, I do, because it's that good. You would stay glued to your screen if this turns into a movie. If they adapt this, you're going to be glued to your motherfucking screen. It is that good. I love it. The twist, the surprise, this is so well written. I love the narration too. It was very simple. Just the narration of a 19-year-old girl. Really simple, beautiful. Celia is bold. You're gonna meet Celia, and I'm telling you, you like her. Celia is bold. I'm not gonna tell you everything Celia does. Go read the book to find out. Celia is bold, and I love that. You know what? She got a chance at love. Although honestly, I'm not happy that they did not give us every detail, because the author skipped a few years, and I was like, why? Give me everything. Tell me, how did we get here? I want to meet Celia. I want to grow with her. So please, dear author, if you're listening to my podcast, I want to grow with Celia. Are we gonna get like a part 2 of Celia's life in details, from where you stopped, where you jumped? I want us to go back. Take it back. So I really, really love this book. I do, and I'm gonna give it a 4.5. Oh my god, I said I was going to give it a 4. Now I give it a 4.5. Oh my god, now I can't go back on my word. So yeah, I'm going to give it a 4.5. The 0.5 is because I wanted to grow with Celia. I wanted to see more of her choices. I wanted to see her leave and be happy, right? So I really love this book. So if you're thinking of something to read for the weekend or for the week, if you're just thinking of a book to pick up, you need to definitely go pick up Evil Genius by Claire. I've been calling her by Celia. Yeah, Evil Genius by Celia. You need to go pick up Evil Genius by Claire Oshetsky. Why did I mistake Claire for Celia? Oh my god, guys. I've been reading so many books with the character's name. See, Sierra. Now there's Celia. And then the author's name is Claire. Oh my god. Guys, you need to go read Evil Genius by Claire Oshetsky. I love you all so much. Thank you for listening to my podcast. And I promise that it only gets better. Right? That's the only promise I have for you all. That it only gets better from here. So thank you so much. I'm really delighted. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comment section, or you can find me at Olivia Susie Reads. I'm on social media. I'm on Instagram. I'm also on X, and I'm also on TikTok. So please find me, send me a message, send me a DM. You can also send me an email, olivia.suse@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know what you think. I want to hear from you. Okay? I want to hear from you. I want to hear your stories. If you have any, do you have stories you want to share with us here? Let us know, okay? I love you all so much. Thank you for the support. Thank you for listening to me. Until next time, it's your host, Olivia Suse. Bye.